Hey Lad Legion, how's it going? It's your boy Brad coming at you with another Zombies Theories video, and I do know it's been I think about 2 months since my very last theory video, and I think it was my Weasel video explaining how he's connected to the storyline. And this actually has to do with the storyline, this has to do with the big chunk of the storyline. It does have to do with Blood of the Dead again, and as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about the Primis Paradox. If you guys don't know what a paradox is, it's basically a bunch of cycles that are mixed together, and as soon as you think you broke one, you're stuck in another one, and you keep trying to break a different cycle, and you keep getting trapped in another one. And as we can tell, I'm just gonna get right into this video. So Primis has the Primis cycle. We know this, we've known this since Revelations. We had no idea about the cycle until Revelations. So we thought that was it. We thought once Blood of the Dead happened that they were actually breaking the cycle. We thought that after we beat the Warden, the cycle is broken. After Richtofen was too late to teleport to the Richtofen's lab at Alcatraz, that he was just done, the cycle was broken, the Canorian pages have changed. But if you actually watch the cutscene for Blood of the Dead, I'm actually going to play it right now.
Where do we go? Are we all blinded by fear? In the depths, easy steps, water flow. Fire burns, soul returns, ashes cleanse the ordinary world. Where are we going from here? Do we let go of all we know? Are we all blinded by fear? Where do we go when we let go? Where are we going? Where are we going?
Now, if you did notice, I played only a couple clips from the actual, I think it's the gameplay trailer for the game, and the reason for this is I only played them because they're very important key parts of what I'm going to talk about. We see almost everybody, I think we do see everybody in the Primis crew die in different ways during this trailer. And this, like a lot of people are going to say, it has no storyline significance, but this actually means so much. And if you pay attention to voice lines inside of the game, I think it's Takio and Nikolai. It's either Takio and Nikolai or Takio and Dempsey that talk about feeling like they have relived this moment multiple times. Like how if you go on 9, you hear Bruno and Diego talking about how they have basically lived that experience already, how the vapors are like seeing them be different people. But for these cutscenes, them talking about feeling like they have relived this moment already, they don't need, none of them except for Richtofen know what the cycle is. Richtofen at this moment in time, because I think this is because we were supposed to go to Grad Krovi, but we didn't. We had to make a pit stop here to collect the blood from the inmates. And that's where everything went wrong, because as soon as they tried to go into the portal, Brutus ended up smashing it. So this is a completely new, they should have broken the cycle at this point alone, because they should have been back at where they were trying to go already. But since Brutus destroyed the portal, he broke the Primis cycle. Richtofen broke it by teleporting way too late. So none of them should know about this is a completely different thing. Nobody, even Richtofen, shouldn't even know about reliving Blood of the Dead over and over again, because Blood of the Dead hasn't happened yet. Blood of the Dead is something that, if you think about it, should have happened once. They should have been able to complete it. But we see them dying in the cutscene, which means every time that they die, they get brought back to the island. The island becomes purgatory for them instead of the inmates, and they are stuck in the cycle. And this goes with the paradox thing, because if they broke the one cycle and they're stuck inside of the Blood of the Dead cycle until they kill, until they kill the Warden, who's to say that they're not going to keep getting trapped in cycles? And this could have something to do with Ultimus prevailing, because Ultimus is not a part of the Primis cycle. They have a small key part in it, but that's the reason it's called the Primis cycle, because it's the Primis crew, not the Ultimus crew. We haven't heard much from the Ultimus crew at this point in time, besides playing with them on a couple maps and then having them be like on the walls. I think it's on Classified or on Blood. It's one of the two. Someone please tell me in the comments. I think Audacity knows this, but it's one of those two maps. Ultimate Prevails is on the wall, and if Primis keeps getting trapped on in these cycles, then yes, Ultimus is going to prevail, and Primis is just going to be trapped in an infinite cycle of cycles, and that is what a paradox is. Look up any paradox theory like right now, that's what it is. Even Inception, getting trapped in sleep cycles, that can be considered a paradox, and that's what the Primis crew is trapped in right now, and that is what the Shadow Man wants. The Shadow Man wants the Primis out of there for some reason, and I'm not going to get too in depth with it right now because I do have a video coming up on this, but the Wolf King. We do see that for all we know, the Primis Wolf King is the only one that died, because there is two different Wolf Kings, because there was two different wars, and the Wolf King fought in each one. The Primis one is dead. We have seen pictures of him dead, but the Ultimus one, if you look on the stage of Revelations, you could see, I have a video on this as well, you can see the Ultimus Wolf King, or what can be described as the Ultimus Wolf King, because it's kind of the opposite of what the Primis Wolf King looks like. On the stage, we don't see anything about him dead, which could mean that he's going to help Ultimus, and speaking with Nikolai and him having his soul could have something connected with Ultimus. There's really not much to go off of right now besides like one little cutscene and one map and a bunch of writing on walls for other maps. But for right now, I believe, and I know a lot of you, I haven't seen a lot of videos on this, and I know a lot of you will agree with me, is that Primis is trapped in a paradox, and there's nothing they can do at this moment in time. Yes, they have broken the blood cycle, but the blood cycle shouldn't have even been created. It should have been the Primis cycle. Once that's broken, everything should have been. They shouldn't have been reliving anything. And the fact that they have the blood vials could be the reason why they were actually reliving the Blood of the Dead cycles. They could have been drinking those blood vials so that they could stay on that dimension, because they came from that dimension, so it would make sense for the blood vials to be grounded to that dimension so that Primis doesn't have to leave it if they keep failing. Richtofen could tell them to drink it, and we do see them die, and right before they die they could have popped the blood vials at any point in time. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys with this theory video. I know it's kind of a short video, but I just wanted to get my thoughts on here on what I think what's going on with this Primis cycle. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like. If you guys want to see more theory videos, please make sure to tell me in the comments. Also, like shows that a lot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification button so you never miss an upload from me. And I want you guys to go in the comments as well and tell me, what do you think about the Primis Paradox? It's no longer the Primis cycle. For now on, we're just going to call it the Primis Paradox, alright? And I'll see you lads in the next video.